Emotional fluency is emotional awareness, regulation, and self efficacy. This is an awareness of our big emotions, the ability to manage those emotions effectively in order to advocate for what we need.
Our last session, we spent time thinking about our own emotional responses and how they show up in our body. How does our nervous system respond? We also became more aware of our process for managing them. From this internal work, we can more effectively model healthy strategies for our students.
The learning intention for this session is to know our plan for managing our own stress and big emotions in the classroom and to create a plan for modeling emotional regulation for our students.
As we explore emotional fluency, consider this question: how do I model self regulation and stress management for my students? Do your students know when you're stressed or frustrated? How can they tell? What are they learning from you as a result of how you process that stress?
Now we're going to watch a video that goes further into the science behind emotional regulation as related to learning, and a great example of a teacher modeling emotional regulation and co-regulating with her students.
My body is so steady and calm because your bodies are so steady.
Being able to teach children how to manage their emotions is actually a very important pathway to intellectual learning, because if you can't manage your feelings, it's hard to open up your brain to be able to receive the content that you're trying to learn.
I do a lot of work around self-awareness, being able to name emotions and then make a choice around those. You have a large range of emotions during a school day working with children. Some are completely joyful and so exciting, and some are really frustrating or incredibly disheartening. When you talk when I'm talking, it feels like you're not ready to listen to me. So one of the most authentic ways for me to help them expand their own vocabulary is to use my personal experience with my own emotions in the classroom. When people start talking about other things while I'm still giving directions, it feels frustrating for me, and I have to take a breath, catch myself, and say, it's okay, I'm going to try again.
One of the critical features of learning is modeling. We learn by watching others. In this classroom, we see the teacher modeling her recognition of her emotions and also modeling how she deals with them in productive ways. And that is the first step in helping children learn to manage their own emotions.
Big breath in. Big breath out.
It's complicated, so we breathe. And that's how so when we're ever going crazy, it helps us calm down.
It's based on real life information. Can you make sure your body's sending a message that you're listening to me? Because it hurts my heart when you look the other way when I'm talking. Thanks, dude. My heart feels much better now. Naming my own emotions and modeling for the students how I can attach a emotional vocabulary word to how I'm feeling and then sort of articulate how I'm processing that is a really authentic way for them to sort of pick up that same skill set. And for them to also see that I, as their teacher, am a real human who's having real feelings during the day, but I'm also doing my best to handle them in a way that is safe and kind and productive. So they recognize that having big feelings are part of being human, but being able to name them and do something about them is really the work we're going to do together. My body is so...
Most students will be very familiar with a few wellness wheel words: angry, sad, happy, and afraid. The more vocabulary they have, the better they can more specifically become aware of and communicate their feelings. They may say they feel angry, but what if they were able to communicate that they were overwhelmed? Many times, if a child expresses anger, they may be corrected. If they communicate that they are overwhelmed, they may receive help. When we can specifically say what we're feeling, then we can more clearly understand how to manage the feeling and are more likely to receive the right kind of help. Think of this example. If I go to the doctor and I say, I hurt, I need help, I hurt, the doctor won't know where to start. If I say, my arm hurts, it gives good information. I can receive help. Name it to tame it means giving children the vocabulary they need to get their needs met. Attached to this training, you'll find a printable version so that you and your students can have access to more vocabulary to discuss human emotions and feelings. For this reflection, consider this. Learning occurs over time. Each one of us has learned our healthy strategies for coping with stress and big emotions from the humans in our lives and from experiences we have had. Think about who and what impacted this for you. Plan for how you will model emotional fluency in the classroom for your students. This week, the evidence you'll need to upload are the answers to these questions. Who are some of the models that helped teach you how to manage stress and big emotions? And what is your plan to model emotional fluency in the classroom for your students?